You know, often as a coach and a hypnotist, I'm asked about this idea of anchoring. So anchoring an emotion, anchoring a thought. Many of us have had that experience of walking into a room and the place smells like your grandmother's baking. And it instantly puts you, a childlike experience, back in that moment. Or you hear a song on the radio and that song takes you right back to, your high school dance and what a special moment that might have been, or your wedding. And these are what we call anchors. And the really cool thing in life is that you can deliberately and intentionally set an anchor, or you can accidentally set one. And when we were talking about tapping, tapping is an anchor. So the idea of the tapping experience is about setting up that first statement. Even though I have this problem. So even though I might have a headache, or I might be afraid to fly, or I'm terrified of spiders, or I have anxiety, or I can't sleep, whatever, it's the even though. So in spite of this particular problem, I am going to do what? And the interesting thing about the brain is it needs to be led. So by tapping, I'm creating an anchor. Even though I have this problem, what do I want the brain to do? I want it to let it go. Now, I like to do tapping with a little bit of attitude, kind of a sense of humor. I'm kind of playful that way. And I have used this for pain, for headaches, for arm pain like I have, for all kinds of different reasons: fear, anxiety, sleep, stress, post-traumatic stress. But the idea and the brilliance of it is that you're literally influencing the brain to think something else. Now, you might remember us talking about that because influence is about the 3 A's. First A is, what am I paying attention to? So when you're using a tapping exercise or some other emotional anchor, understand the higher you can raise your emotional investment and then tie it to something powerful, the more impactful it becomes. This is how we help athletes. We raise the threshold of emotion, the importance level of something. How badly do you want it? And then what do you want? And you have to tell your brain what you want, not what you don't want. So please go back and watch that tapping video if you haven't seen it, because it's an excellent way to introduce yourself to the idea of setting a deliberate anchor to produce the result you want, not the one that's happening by accident.